question was, what are we gonna start doing to prepare? And this, the item of the town hall that's coming up, and I was saying if you could please stay for that item in the discussion so that we could then share what we're starting to do to start to prepare, and that's for folks to know their rights. So thank you, gracias.
Hello. When we first seen what was going on with Border Patrol, my son and I, he's standing over there. I've been online since 2017 teaching people the Constitution. I taught my son about the Constitution when he was 14 years old. We've recorded public officials and police. Since then, we've amassed a large following on YouTube, 600,000 subscribers. We teach people the rights. We were the first ones to arrive on scene and recorded the woman because we asked questions and we arrived with cameras. They let the woman and her husband go. They didn't know what to do. They were standing there. I also want to recommend everybody know your rights, especially the First, Fourth, Fifth Amendments right now. My time paused for the interruption. How much time do I have left?
Minute 9.
What's that?
Minute 9 seconds.
A minute, 9 seconds. Can I get some of the time back for the interruption? Okay. Okay. How much time do I have left?
We're set it to 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Continue.
So we started organizing and we started coordinating with people, trying to help people. I do recommend that everybody know their rights as well as record every interaction with government officials. Since I started recording, we found a pattern of cops not even knowing the First Amendment of the Constitution. Cops swear an oath to get that job, that gun and the badge, but they don't know it. I've gone out there and I've asked hundreds of cops, and now we have channels all over the United States, Canada, Australia, following our lead, and they are also making sure that cops and government is held accountable. And we do see a lot of incompetence within the police departments. When I first started, I was invited to speak at the academy at the Los Angeles Police Department behind Elysium Park, and I wasn't ready to speak then. Since then, I've spoken at a university. I've been on several podcasts, and I teach people their rights. And I also want to reiterate how important it is to record and document all these interactions. And recently, yesterday, I spoke to a sergeant from the Bakersfield Police Department. He's going to try to get me in there to teach a class about the First Amendment, some of these amendments that are extremely important because I think it puts the people in danger, and it could possibly put the cops in danger as well. So they're going to try to get me into the police department in Bakersfield to make sure that these cops know some of these rights. And also, I'm offering myself here to Arvin as well to come into the police department, teach some of these cops, maybe teach a class and make sure that they know what they're doing before they get out there in the streets. We cannot it's hiring a cop without knowing the Constitution is like a mechanic shop hiring a mechanic that doesn't know how to fix a starter or what a carburetor is. It is extremely dangerous, and I think it's time that we all do learn our rights, educate your families, turn off the novellas and the Marvel movies, turn all that off right now at the dinner table. Freedom should be the topic on every dinner table in America every single night. And if we don't know these things, let's translate these to our parents, let's quiz our parents and make sure that they know it. And when next time something like this happens, know these things because the Constitution does protect everybody walking this land, and it does protect foreign visitors as well, regardless of legal status. And I think that is extremely important. I will offer myself to come to the police department and make sure that every cop in Arvin will be quizzed and know what the First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendment is at least, because they swore an oath to protect that Constitution. And if they don't know what they're doing out there, like I said, it puts everybody in danger. That's all I got to say. I have a policy not to give my name, even though every department in Bakersfield, they all know who I am. So, but I do.
600,000 followers, but that's good.
Yeah, and I have, like I said, I've gone viral all over the world. I never really worked locally here, but I'm gonna do a lot of work locally here now, and I'm not going anywhere. So, thank you guys. I'll pass out cards too, and I have a stack of cards if anybody wants cards.
We're all aware of the pain and suffering, fear and anxiety that our community has experienced over this past week. We've heard from many residents. I've received calls from parents, students, business owners. The suffering is real. We're a beautiful immigrant community, diverse, And yes, hardworking, God-fearing. We do our very best. My story is a common story. My grandma coming here from Mexico with my mom, 5 years old, to work in the fields, my grandmother. A very common story. And I know that because of that sacrifice, I'm sitting here today. And like me, so many of our students, dreamers, students whose parents also sacrificed to provide opportunities for them that they could never dream of. That's who we are as a community. Resilient, visionary, entrepreneurial. That's what makes us beautiful. That's what makes us strong. And that's why I know that in this moment, it calls on all of us to be more united than ever before, to take care of one another, watch out for each other. That is how we together not only are going to get through this, I wholeheartedly believe that the blessing and the suffering is that it's going to unite us. I see it. And so I call for unity, respect. Yes, I heard empathy. And as a city, we have no control over federal immigration agencies, ICE and Border Patrol. We don't. But you know what we can do? We can recognize that the first line of defense is for every single person to know that they have rights under the Constitution. Everybody does. And when you know your rights and you exercise your rights, not only can you protect yourself, but your family, and we can protect one another. And so, that is where the vision is. This item here is an opportunity for us to start there, to invest in this town hall, training, workshops, tools, resources, so that everyone in our community knows what those rights are. From our farm workers to our students, to our small business owners, to our faith-based leaders, everyone. That's what this is. And I want to take this moment to acknowledge every community partner out there. Thank you, Clinic Sierra Vista, Dr. Nieves, and others who are out there. Thank you to our educators who came before us and said, we want you to know your students have rights. That's the whole point. You're sharing with us exactly that. I did not know about that resolution, so thank you for sharing that. That's the whole point here. It's for us to provide information to our parents, to our families, about what those rights are, so that in these moments of like panic and chaos and noise, there's a lot of misinformation. And when there's that, mistakes are made. But when we empower each other by providing facts, and as these town halls are intended to do, that the community can hear directly from experts, whether it's immigration attorneys who can tell you what your rights are because they know the law. The intention here is to empower one another by ensuring that everyone in our community has access to these trusted resources of information. And so with that, I would love now to open up to public comment. If there's anyone that wants to speak on this item and or share your experience, and or if you're involved in these type of efforts, now is your opportunity to speak. The intention here is also that we may provide direction to our public official, to our city manager, about how we can. The question, I believe it was from Ms. There was a comment made about what are we doing to prepare? What are we doing now? And so this is the start of that. It's having a conversation. And as someone else said earlier, remember, we are here to represent the community. And the way we do that effectively is hearing from you. You inform us and we listen, not only as an act of love, but also because we're here to learn. Because you're experiencing, and you have wisdom out in community, and you can share with us your experience, and also tell us how we can be in support. That's what the intention here is. And so with that, I'll open it up for comment. And I will have the courtesy to allow him to continue and have him have the time that he needs.
Thank you very much. You know, the first 2 days, we just shut down everything. Pero al tercer día, by Friday, there were thousands of families driving by the picket line, the protest on Weigel and Ming. I went there with my daughter, and it was amazing. They were all waving Mexican flags. They were all taping each other, going, "Viva Mexico!" Viva! You know, that's the fight. If the migra wants to come, we're here. Vengan, a ver, aquí estamos. There was the fight. And here's the thing, here's the discovery. It's a sociological insight. People know their power when they begin to defend themselves and they lose their fear. And we have now one of the most sophisticated advanced technology which we can monitor, we can surveil, we can denounce, we can actually follow every single step of every single migra that dares show up in Georgia. Cualquier migra que se aparezca. A ver, están ustedes preguntando, ¿qué puede hacer la pequeña pero preciosa ciudad de Arvin? Set up a network where there's a centralized place, an app that everybody has, and the city can help put together, an app, a simple app. Y cualquier persona en Arvin ve pasar una camioneta de la migra, and ¡ping! Alarm! And 50,000 people there. And that's just to start with. And the creativity of our young people goes way beyond what people my age can come out and suggest to you, we can do this thing. But they're in trouble. Nosotros tenemos que combatir nuestro miedo, pero ellos tienen que combatir la estupidez y la injusticia en la que están actuando. And who's gonna win? The people. Así es que ahí los dejo.
City Manager Jones, Madam Mayor, City Council, and staff here. Senate Bill 54 is a bill that was signed into law October 5th of 2017. It is what's also known as the California Values Act. It's so unfortunate that we have to have CEOs of urgent cares, clinics, and thus forth come set forth here or go on the news and say, hey, we're safe. If you're sick, come to us. The education aspect when it comes to these Senate bills, and I concur with the gentleman who talked about the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, those are our Bill of Rights, folks. So what is the city going to do, and what have we been doing in regards to this? My police department will have no working relationship with ICE, with immigration, with CBP, which we did not last week as well either. As I stand here as a chief here in Kern County, my fellow chiefs reached out to me asking me what was going on because we were not given any notice in regards to the CBP operations as well too. However, as I will say this to you and my message to this community is as follows. We are focused here on our local issues, our community issues at hand. We will fulfill those responsibilities regardless of your immigration status, based upon Senate Bill 54 and the California Values Act that was put into law in 2017 and actually went into effect January 1st of 2018. And by putting appropriate messages out on social media platforms, without the fear mongering and getting the appropriate messaging out, it instills upon this community and all communities such as ours, all the way in Kern County, the Central Valley, and all the way thus forth, that we will follow the California Values Act. We have been following the California Values Act, and we will continue to follow the California Values Act. I will tell you, I'm very proud of the police department. I open and welcome education, such as this gentleman spoke of, bringing in there. I will meet with you immediately after this meeting and welcome that. And I also want to educate the community moving forward. I am very proud to report, when I reported to DOJ this year, and I made that publicly known to the media, we had no transfers to ICE whatsoever of anybody that we had detained, arrested, or had come in contact with in 2024, 2023, and as long as I've been the police chief here. So with that being said, are we on the Senate Bill 54 Act? Absolutely. Do we value the California Values Act? Absolutely. We abide by it. And there's a lot of Senate bills and a lot of Assembly bills and a lot of different laws that are put into play. I wish there was a lot more education and continual education on this bill moving forward, and my commitment to this community is that we will continue to educate you on that. We had no involvement with CBP. We had no involvement with ICE, which are two different entities whatsoever, and we will continue to serve this community with the diligence, with the respect, with the empathy and the compassion as we are afforded as you are afforded as citizens and human beings that live, breathe, work, visit this community. And that is my commitment to you as your police chief.
Thank you.
Speak is that I feel the only reason that the police department is not involved with the ICE is because they don't make no profit off of it. If there was any type of profit or percentage of anything to do with it, actually the officer would be more involved. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
The culture of fun.
Item I on the agenda.
Is it a training that you charge for? How do you do it?
I can charge for it. I do have an LLC. Yeah.
How quickly and how, because I'm absolutely interested in it. You're absolutely right. For the Bill of Rights, right? First Amendment, Fifth Amendment, it's taught in the academy, right? You take a post test on it, and oftentimes it's resurrected again.
It would amaze you to see how many cops I've asked. Only one cop, hundreds.
Probably fresh out of the academy.
That cop doesn't have a watch your mind. I taught him. I don't get paid from the government to do this.
Listen, what you brought up, I am all for. I would like the opportunity to show transparency to this organization. If we can use this organization as a caveat for others to follow what they need to do, I'm all for it.
What's up, Chucky? How's it going, man? Still kicking dirt?
You just recently here in the city as well,
Chucky?
too.
I'm never
No, it's not. You're not Chucky.
I've been traveling all around the world, and I've made friends. I got a billion friends. I've made friends everywhere.
Were you the one that
I'm the one that saved the woman from getting deported. Me and my son showed up with cameras, and we asked for a PIO. They brought him out. He didn't, actually. They had no choice but to let him go, because not only knowing our rights, but the cameras. And we hold police accountable all the time, dude. You know what I mean? And I expect to hold this department accountable as well.
And I know you've had an opportunity to talk to my officers. I welcome the conversation at any time. I welcome you
They didn't know the first name. This is a problem. Not only does it put the people in danger, but it puts all the cops in danger.
Feel that you're telling me something, we could put on affidavits right now.
have you come
And if
into
you are
a
wrong,
department staff meeting? How long is the training going to be? Can we come up with what the training will actually be? Can we come up with it? And then have you present it? And as a current chief member of the role too, I will brag my early
nothing about you about your sheriff's there. But when other people bring up other subjects, you laugh about it. Personal subjects, you laugh about it. But when you're out there and you're talking about your rights, you say you're from the military.
we have this thing that's coming up as well too. I'm a different man.
So next time
I'm
you have
about
something to
putting the
say,
right
just put
information
it
out
back
there,
in.
right?
You're
Right
an old
information all
bull.
the time. We'll continue.
You're barking at the wrong tree.
I know if you saw out of this
Your
block
time on the
campaign,
road
what it
is
was, the
over.
first thing I said when we brought it, hey, let's take
So the
this
best
because
thing I
there's
can
gonna be
tell
more
you right now
discussion
is
for it.
do
Let's
your
do
homework
it. Let's
right. And if you want to
absolutely do the
fill out
right
an
thing.
affidavit,
And I'm for it,
Because I do what I do,
come and get it.
I've spoken to many people throughout the nation,
So I respect you to
and I
get
see
more
the problems with
respect to
this
the
block
people
cameras.
here.
I see many problems with them, right? And
Everybody talks about how
maybe you have
disrespectful
good
you are.
intentions,
And how do
but
you
what
feel?
if
You say that you're from
somebody
the
comes in
military, you
behind
respect the
you and you don't have those
Constitution.
same
But are you
intentions?
really
They will abuse
Or you're
us.
not
That's a good
Cops
Cops
that's very capital. That's a good capital.
Cops will abuse things.
It's not a video, it
Now,
has to
don't
be
get me wrong,
smacking
I'm all
the
for
guy.
cops, but I'm not anti-cop, and I'm not anti-government,
But why
right?
though? But people give you
But
respect.
I do see a lot of pettiness in
Keep
police.
it. There's
I see a lot of
armed
laziness in
distance
police.
is
I saw a lot of corruption in policing. All right, and who holds you guys accountable? when you guys don't. Internal affairs, sometimes it's a joke. Okay, from my understanding, there was a chief, sergeant arrested in Altamont for something. So maybe it looks like you guys are trying to do a little bit of police accountability on your end, but
I'll tell you, and that's a public knowledge case here, right? I actually promoted her to this position, and it was a gut punch to the organization of what occurred, but accountability is also there as well too. So if you look into the aspects of that, when it comes to internal affairs investigations, because we're a small organization, if a sergeant is fine, I don't have another sergeant review the IA and the sergeant. We outsource it to a third-party investigator. That's going to be fair enough to look across the board. Everybody has, in their lifetime, endured mistakes, right? It's how you overcome those mistakes and what you look at. And is there going to be policy issues that pop up? Absolutely. Is there going to be an officer that, writes a citation where spirit of the law versus letter of the law, right? We educate them on it, right? But do I also want good, straightforward information and education? When you come and do the training, will you show some of the videos and some of the nuances? I'll give you the caveat. I'll give you the floor. I'll give you, just anything you want to put out there. So it helps these officers understand because, yes, I've watched the videos that are not just put out by you, by others as well too. I've seen some of the nuances where these officers get involved unnecessarily, where it's as simple as what's your badge number and what's your ID? Here it is. That's it, right? Hey, do you know this? Right? Oh, I don't need to talk to you. Wait a minute. Why? Are you that busy in your own organization where you don't want to actually engage the community or community members in conversation?
when I first started in my area, I got a lot of shit. I've been arrested twice. I beat those cases.
What area?
In Bakersfield. Okay. I used to get a lot of shit from a lot of these cops. A lot of them seem to respect me now. Yesterday, a couple nights ago, I spoke to a sergeant. He called me friend. Because he sees what I do.
He calls you friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he sees what I do. He sees that I have good intentions for what I do. You know what I mean? And so I have good intentions for the people, and in reality, I want cops to do the job correctly. We do see a lot of corruption going on. We see it everywhere. And people send me their videos all the time because they know who the guy is that's going to help them. Like I said, I've had 6 different police chiefs out of office resigned right after I showed their videos on my channel, and the mayor as well.
Based on the corrective things that they were doing within our organization.
Yeah, but because sometimes some of these things get swept under the rug, they're not really highlighted. Whenever I show something, I don't have 600,000 subscribers. I have 600,000 supporters. There's a massive difference. I'm a whole different animal as well, bro. You know what I mean? And all my sons, and I got friends all over the place. We all do this and we all support each other. Man. Oh yeah. So
I noticed that. That's why I told him. I was just trying to get a
Thank you very much.
we gotta get going, man. I gave my card to the mayor. You can get my information from her.
And you'd be completely open to coming in to the department staff
Absolutely.
meeting, so both my sworn and my non-sworn personnel.
Yeah.
Just me put out the information, the do's and don'ts, and what you see, what you don't see out there.
I used to not be ready to speak. I am now. Like I said, I've spoken at a
I
university.
think kind of very eloquently and well.
Thank you.
So, and we'll keep pushing this program mantra forward because it affects a small organization our size, an organization that's 10,000 sworn as well too. Whether you're 10 to 10,000, right? That one right message gets right. Okay. I'll so get in touch with the mayor in order to get in touch with you then. Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your dad.
Shukran.
You said? Your dad?
Yes.
Good for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Hey, man. You did good up there.
Huh?
You did good up there.
Oh, I appreciate it,
Yeah,
man.
hell yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah.